Hi, you are watching Farmer Warden, a name I chose for my channel that I started about a year ago. I knew I liked the Warden helmet, so Warden was going to be a part of my name no matter what. I also knew that I mined a lot, but if I name myself Miner Warden, first of all, that just sounds a bit weird. Second of all, it's not as catchy as Farmer Warden, so I went with Farmer Warden instead. Now, up until a certain point, the Farmer Warden name just looked cool. It didn't define my channel by any means. I didn't do any farming, there was nothing done to show that I care about the Warden helmet or anything like that, until I decided to kind of fix that. So I did some farming. I've done 80 hours of farming. If you guys would like to check that out, I will link the series in the description down below. But the Warden part was still left to get into. So that's what I was going to do. I was going to take care of some combat and take care of the Warden part of my name. Now the first thing that I noticed was that people were mentioning how ironic it is that Warden is a part of my name, and yet I don't even have the item. Not only that, I don't even have the recipe unlocked for a Warden helmet. So that's what I decided to fix, and that's what this whole video is going to be about. Me getting the recipe for a Warden helmet and then getting the Warden helmet. Before I get into grinding though, I'd like to mention that I am on the road to 10k subscribers. I would really appreciate it if you guys could help me reach that. We just hit 8k. Thank you guys so much for the support. Let's keep that support going. Let's get to 10k this summer. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, then make sure to stick until the end, because trust me, you're gonna like this one. And if you do, don't forget to subscribe. But anyway, without any further ado, let's just jump right into grinding. So in order to unlock the recipe for Warden Helmet, you need Zombie Slayer level 8. I was sitting at level 7 because that was the level I needed for the Wand of Atonement. If you guys didn't know, the Wand of Atonement is the best healing one in Hypixel Skyblock. So I got that in the beginning of my journey on this profile. Now I had close to 300,000 Slayer XP left until I got to level 8, which was what I needed for the Warden Helmet. And that is 200 tier 5 Revenant bosses or 600 tier 4s. Now the reason why I mentioned tier 4s is because yes, you do get 1500 XP from tier 5, which is 3 times more than what you get from tier 4s, but at the same time it was more efficient for me to do tier 4s. I averaged about 25 to 30 seconds for each boss, and that's spawning and killing the boss. Whereas with tier 5s, I was averaging around 110 seconds, 120 seconds. So it was still more than doing 3 tier 4 bosses. But anyway, I wanted the good drops. So I decided to learn how to do tier 5s properly so I can actually do it more efficiently. Now the weapon I used for this was Reaper Falchion, which is like the go-to weapon for doing Rev Slayer, if you don't have access to Axe the Shredded, of course. I use a One for All enchant, and I use Ancient Necron Armor with a Legendary Griffin Pet to get myself about 300k damage on each hit, which was pretty good. But for those of you that don't know, One for All actually takes away the rights of having Looting 4, which increases the chances of dropping good items while doing bosses. But anyway, I needed the damage because I needed to just do it quick, right? Now I also streamed the whole thing, and while doing so, I had some very nice people who joined me and we started sharing bosses. In a way, we were helping each other as well, because 2 to 3 people dealing damage to the boss is always better than 1, right? Well, at the same time, there were times where we would just spawn all 3 of our bosses simultaneously, and then one person had to fight 3 bosses at once. Oh god, we have 3 tier 5s. Jesus. Wow, I just died. Okay. And we died a lot because of that, but in general, it was still more efficient to do it with 3 people than to do it solo. So that's what we did. Now, the tier 5 Revenant boss actually throws TNTs at your location. Wherever you are, it just throws TNTs at you when it spawns. And the frequency of those TNTs actually increase as the boss gets lower on HP. In order to avoid that, I decided to do my very own creative method of running around the boss and trying to kill it, which made it very difficult for me to get hits. And like I said, I was streaming the whole thing, so someone in chat finally mentioned, hey, instead of running around, you can just crouch and back up, and that way you can just keep hitting the boss without getting hit by the TNTs, and you'll do a lot more damage. Using that method and using the help of the people in my lobby that I was sharing bosses with, I was averaging around 1 minute per boss, which was something close to 2 times faster than doing it solo. Now in terms of drops, I wasn't getting anything good. I was just getting Revenant Catalyst and Foul Flesh until I finally dropped my first crazy rare drop. Wow, he just killed. Oh, is crazy rare drop beheaded, or I saw crazy rare drop and I thought I got something good. Yeah, so not only was it not a heart, it wasn't even a drop worth more than 100k. Simply put, I got the
worst crazy rare drop
in Zombie Slayer. But I was okay with that. You know why? Because I had the money in my purse ready to just buy the Warden Helmet off of Auction House instead of having to drop the heart, which by the way, had a 1 in 4,700 chance of dropping. So I wasn't worried. Now while getting near the last few bosses, the people that I was sharing bosses with convinced me to take off my armor for the last boss. We need to no armor last boss, all of us. I'll try. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't want to do this at first, but then I thought, I'm not getting any drops, this isn't interesting at all. Let's make it interesting, let's just do it, why not? So we got to the final boss.
With the final boss!
Alright, no armor now. Take him all. Oh my god, my damage went down by 100k. No dying or bad? Well, I am bad. So that doesn't really help. If you kill that, it spawns. Yeah, we're spawning it, I guess. Please, no. No! There's 2 bosses now. And I'm naked. And they're naked. I don't like this. Mine got killed. So I got the requirement needed. Let's see if we can kill this one. And all 3 of us took our armors off to kill it. We all survived, not just mine, but also another person's boss that spawned because of killing my boss. So we were completely fine, and I finally did it. I finally got myself to Revenant Slayer level 8 and unlocked the Warden Helmet recipe. Now it was time to buy, or should I say, craft the helmet. The one I was looking at had a price tag of 175 million coins, which was a bit overpriced, so my chat just told me to craft it. And that's what I did. I started putting up buy orders for 4,608 enchanted Revenant Flesh to turn them into zombie hearts. That would give me 18 zombie hearts. And then I put up an order for 512 enchanted diamonds, which allowed me to get 2 crystallized hearts. And then I used my zombie hearts and my crystallized hearts to get 2 revived hearts. Now why did I do all that? Because revived hearts are actually required for crafting the Warden Helmet. The other items that were required for this helmet were 128 enchanted iron blocks, as well as the Warden Heart. Can't save anything. I gotta just buy it. Yep. You guys ready? It is time to get the Warden Helmet. Finally, after all of this time, I can finally grab this and put it in my inventory, or even wear it, because I have the requirement. Boom, baby! Let's go! Finally. So I bought the Warden Heart, bought the iron blocks, crafted the revived hearts, and finally got myself the Warden Helmet. This cost me about 112 million coins. I'm just going to put this number up on the screen just so you guys can see how much money I've spent in total. But this is not the end of my spending, because I did not want to leave the Warden Helmet at base level. I wanted to max it out. So that's what I did. I started putting up buy orders for precursor gear to get the ancient reforge on it. I used the recombobulator to increase its rarity. I used some money for the hot and fuming potato books. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. 5. Got G6, P6 as well. G6, P6, yep. That also. There it is. Go 6. And I got Legion enchant on there as well. Legion 5, yep. That was definitely going on there. 250 levels, it's fine. And last, but certainly not least, was the Ferocious Mana enchant, which converted mana to Ferocity. And if you guys didn't know, Ferocity is one of the most important stats when it comes to combat. It basically increases the amounts of hits you get on mobs. So for example, 50 Ferocity gives you 50% chance to get 2 hits on mobs instead of 1. So basically doubles your damage. Now Ferocious Mana is also one of those enchants that goes all the way to tier 10. By this point, I was pretty tired of grinding Revenant Slayer, so instead of buying hundreds of tier 1 Ferocious Manas, I just insta-bought the tier 10 because I felt like it. But yeah, that was pretty much it. Then I got some more enchants like Rejuvenate and Thorns, which are required for like every armor piece you buy. And then I finally had it. I finally had a damn near maxed out Warden Helmet. In total, I spent about 3 hours and 170 million coins to get this Warden Helmet and finally own that part of my name. Okay, so all of that, and my helmet does like 40k more damage. I don't know if that's worth it, but you know what? At least my name fits now, because I have the Warden Helmet. Right? Right? Right, guys? If you guys enjoyed this video and would like to see more, make sure to let me know by liking this video and subscribing to my channel. Comment your suggestions for the next video. Comment if you want me to grind for the true Warden skin, because that's the most expensive Warden skin there is. That way I can make my gear fit my name even more. But anyways, that's it for me today. I will see you in the next video.